A man who wasn't born into wealth, who had no guarantee of success, but who built one of the most powerful companies in history. His name? Jeff Bezos. This is Jeff Bezos' Billionaire Blueprint, the secret behind Amazon's $1.7 trillion empire. Today, Amazon is a global giant, a company that controls e-commerce, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and even space exploration. But it didn't start that way. It started with one man, a vision, and an unbelievable willingness to take risks. But how did he do it? What were the key decisions that transformed Amazon from a tiny online bookstore into the powerhouse it is today? And more importantly, what can you learn from Jeff Bezos' Billionaire Blueprint? Stay with me, because this story is more than just business. It's about mindset, risk, and the power of making bold decisions. Let's go back to where it all began. Before Amazon, before billions, before the world even knew his name, Jeff Bezos was just a kid with an obsession for building things. Before Amazon, before billions, before the world even knew his name, Jeff Bezos was just a kid with an obsession for building things. A Cuban immigrant who adopted him and taught him the value of hard work. From an early age, Bezos showed signs of a relentless curiosity. He set up a homemade alarm system in his room to keep his siblings out. He built projects in his garage, and he spent summers on his grandfather's ranch in Texas, fixing broken machinery and learning self-reliance. But here's something fascinating. Even as a teenager, Bezos wasn't just a dreamer, he was a planner. At his high school graduation, he gave a speech about how, one day, humans would colonize space. He wasn't just thinking about small ideas, he was already looking at the bigger picture. And that mindset, it would later fuel the rise of Amazon. But first, Bezos needed to understand the world of business. He studied at Princeton University, one of the most prestigious schools in the world. But instead of business, he majored in computer science and electrical engineering. Why? Because he saw where the world was heading towards technology, automation, and the internet. After graduating, Bezos could have taken the safe route. He could have worked for a comfortable company and lived an ordinary life. But that's not how billionaires are made. Instead, he took a job on Wall Street, working in finance and tech. He was rising fast, making six figures, and had everything most people dream of. But then something changed. In 1994, Bezos came across a mind-blowing statistic. The internet was growing at a rate of 2,300% per year. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and this is where Jeff Bezos made one of the most risky, life-changing decisions ever. He quit his high-paying job, packed his bags, and moved to Seattle. Why? Because he had an idea that would change the world forever. Think about this for a second. You have a comfortable six-figure job. You're living in New York, working on Wall Street, surrounded by some of the smartest minds in finance. And then you walk away from it all. That's exactly what Jeff Bezos did in 1994. Why? Because he saw an opportunity that others ignored. The internet. Bezos wasn't just thinking small, he was thinking about how the internet could revolutionize business. And so he made the boldest decision of his life. He told his boss, the senior vice president of a prestigious hedge fund, that he was leaving to start an online business. His boss didn't laugh at him. Instead, he gave him a piece of advice that could have changed everything. Jeff, this sounds like a great idea. For someone who doesn't already have a good job. a moment of hesitation, a moment of doubt. But Bezos had a rule one that would guide every major decision in his life. He called it the regret minimization framework. He asked himself, when I'm 80 years old, will I regret not taking this chance? And the answer, yes. So he took the risk. He packed up, left New York, and drove across the country to Seattle. In that car ride, Jeff Bezos mapped out what would soon become Amazon. It was 1994. Bezos had a vision to build the world's largest online bookstore. Why books? Because books had millions of titles, and no physical store could ever hold that many. The internet could. With a small loan from his parents who invested their life savings, Bezos set up Amazon from a garage, his desk, a wooden door turned sideways with 4 legs attached. His first employees, a small group of people working long hours packing books by hand. And his biggest problem? Nobody believed it would work. The idea of buying books online? It seemed crazy. People liked bookstores. They liked walking in, browsing, holding books in their hands. But Bezos had one advantage over everyone else. He thought long-term. While others were thinking about the next year, Bezos was thinking about the next decade. And his strategy? Customer obsession. He knew that if he built the most customer-focused company in the world, he could win. And so, Amazon went live. At first, it was slow. Orders trickled in. Bezos and his team personally packed and shipped books. But then, something incredible happened. Sales exploded. In just 1 month, Amazon was selling books in all 50 U.S. states and 45 different countries. By the end of the first year, Amazon was making over $500,000 in sales. And that's when Jeff Bezos realized this wasn't just a bookstore. This was the future of business. But success? It wasn't guaranteed. In fact, Amazon was about to face huge risks, crushing failures and moments where the company almost collapsed. And Jeff Bezos? He was about to make some of the boldest business decisions in history. Amazon was growing fast. But here's the thing about business. Growth doesn't mean safety. Jeff Bezos had built a successful online bookstore, but he didn't want Amazon to be just a bookstore. He wanted to create the everything store, a place where people could buy anything, not just books, but CDs, electronics, clothes, and more. But to do that, Bezos had to take big risks. And in the late 1990s, those risks nearly destroyed Amazon. By the late 90s, the dot-com boom was in full swing. Amazon's stock was soaring. Investors were pouring billions into tech companies. Everyone thought the internet was unstoppable. Bezos was hailed as a genius. Amazon was on magazine covers. It was growing at lightning speed. But then, the crash happened. The dot-com bubble burst in 2000. Tech companies that had been worth billions collapsed overnight. Investors panicked. The entire market crashed. And Amazon? It lost 90% of its stock value. That's right, Amazon's stock fell from $100 per share to just $6. People said Amazon was finished. Analysts wrote reports predicting the company would go bankrupt. Competitors shut down. Employees were scared. Investors wanted Bezos to slow down, cut costs, and stop taking risks. But Bezos? He refused. Why? Because he had one advantage over everyone else: long-term vision. Bezos told his team, Amazon is not in the business of chasing stock prices. We are in the business of serving customers. If we stay focused on that, the rest will follow. So instead of pulling back, Bezos pushed forward. At a time when everyone else was cutting back, Bezos made one of his riskiest decisions ever. He invested heavily in infrastructure. While competitors were shutting down, Bezos was building massive warehouses. While others were laying off workers, Bezos was hiring more. And while most companies focused only on selling products, Bezos launched something revolutionary. For the first time, Amazon allowed other businesses to sell on its platform. People thought Bezos was crazy. Why let third-party sellers compete with Amazon's own products? But Bezos had a secret weapon. He knew that more products equals more customers. And he knew that the real value of Amazon wasn't just in selling, it was in becoming the go-to platform for online shopping. This decision saved Amazon. As competitors vanished, Amazon grew even bigger. And soon, another game-changing move would take the company to the next level. Bezos asked a simple but powerful question. How do we get customers to shop with us? Not just once, but again and again. That's when he came up with one of the most powerful business ideas of all time, Amazon Prime. In 2005, Bezos introduced a subscription model where customers could pay $79 a year for free 2-day shipping. People thought it was a bad idea. Shipping was expensive. Wouldn't Amazon lose money? But Bezos saw something others didn't. He knew that if people paid for Prime, they would want to get their money's worth. So what would they do? They'd shop more. The results? Mind-blowing. Customers loved it. They bought more. They stayed loyal. And today? But Bezos wasn't done yet. Because his biggest risk, the one that would make Amazon a trillion-dollar empire, was still to come. We've seen Jeff Bezos take risks in the e-commerce world building Amazon from a simple bookstore into a massive online marketplace. But Bezos didn't stop there. He had a bigger vision. A vision that would reshape how businesses operate, not just in e-commerce, but in cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and even space exploration. And it all started with a risky, bold decision that many thought was a terrible idea. In the early 2000s, Bezos noticed something that no one else in tech was paying attention to. Companies were struggling with infrastructure. They were spending millions of dollars just to maintain their own data centers and servers. And Bezos? He saw a massive opportunity. He realized that Amazon had built massive infrastructure for its own e-commerce needs. What if Amazon could rent that same infrastructure to other businesses? What if companies could use Amazon's computing power without the need to build their own? It sounded risky. It sounded complicated, but Bezos went ahead. In 2006, Amazon launched Amazon Web Services, AWS, offering cloud computing services to businesses worldwide. At the time, many people in tech were skeptical. Amazon is an e-commerce company, they said. Why would businesses trust Amazon with their cloud infrastructure? But Bezos didn't listen. He pushed forward, knowing that cloud computing was going to be the future. And just like with Amazon's early days, Bezos doubled down on the long-term vision, and his belief paid off. Today, Oz is the backbone of countless companies, and it generates billions of dollars in revenue for Amazon. In fact, it accounts for more than 60% of Amazon's operating income. Oz is one of the most profitable cloud platforms in the world, and Bezos' bold bet revolutionized the cloud computing industry. But Bezos didn't stop with AWS. As Amazon's reach grew, Bezos started looking for new ways to transform other industries. Retail, logistics, entertainment, groceries, AI, and even healthcare. Amazon Prime Video, launched in 2006, challenged Netflix and revolutionized the streaming industry. Amazon acquired Whole Foods in 2017, moving into the grocery market, And then there was Amazon Echo and Alexa. Bezos recognized that voice AI could change the way people interacted with technology. So in 2014, Amazon released Alexa, a voice assistant that became the centerpiece of Amazon's smart home ecosystem. Bezos also took a huge leap with Amazon Robotics, automating warehouses and transforming logistics. And with Amazon Go, Bezos changed how people shop in-store with cashier-less technology. All these ventures and many more came at a high price. The investments were huge, and they often didn't produce profits right away. But Bezos understood something most companies didn't: the importance of reinvesting profits into innovation and betting on future growth. But the boldest decision of all might be Bezos' venture into space. In 2000, Bezos founded Blue Origin, a private space exploration company. He realized that in order for humanity to survive and thrive long-term, we needed to expand beyond Earth. Bezos wasn't just trying to send a few satellites into orbit. He was thinking about building a future where millions of people could live and work in space. While many thought the space race was over, Bezos took the plunge. In 2021, Bezos made history when he flew to space aboard the New Shepard rocket. His company is now focused on building reusable rockets and developing space stations that could eventually house large numbers of people. Bezos, once considered a traditional businessman, had now become a visionary for humanity's future. From an online bookstore to a $1.7 trillion company, Bezos' journey is nothing short of extraordinary. And the key to his success? A relentless pursuit of innovation, a commitment to customer obsession, and a willingness to take risks that others wouldn't dare to take. Amazon's dominance across so many industries is a result of Bezos' vision to create a company that would keep reinventing itself. He didn't just want Amazon to be a retail giant, he wanted it to be a technology giant with endless opportunities to expand. And now, after years of calculated risks and bold moves, Amazon has transformed the way we live, work, and shop. This is the genius of Jeff Bezos' Billionaire Blueprint. But here's the most important lesson. While the world was focused on short-term gains, Bezos was focused on the long-term future. His regret minimization framework guided every decision. He didn't fear failure, he feared not trying. Every risk, every bold bet was made with the knowledge that the future is built by those willing to look beyond the horizon and reinvest in innovation. The key to Bezos' success is that he constantly asks himself, what's the next big idea? What's the future going to look like? And with that mindset, he built Amazon into a $1 trillion empire. Narrator, reflective, motivational tone. Now, let's take a step back. We've watched Jeff Bezos take extraordinary risks, revolutionize industries, and build an empire worth over $1.7 trillion. But perhaps the most powerful part of Bezos' journey is not just the empire he built, but the lessons he leaves behind. What can entrepreneurs, dreamers, and risk-takers learn from the billionaire who reshaped the world of business? Lesson 1. Embrace the long-term vision. Bezos didn't build Amazon for the short term. He built it for the future. While other tech companies were obsessed with quarterly earnings and immediate results, Bezos focused on the long game. His regret minimization framework wasn't just a way to assess risks. It was a lens through which he viewed the world. By thinking about the long-term impact of his decisions, Bezos made bold moves like building out AWS, investing heavily in infrastructure, and pursuing ventures like Blue Origin, even when they seemed risky or unconventional. Bezos teaches us that true success comes from looking beyond today and building for tomorrow. If you're focused on instant gratification or following trends, you'll miss out on the next big wave. Lesson 2. Fail fast and fail smart. Failure is inevitable. Every successful entrepreneur has faced setbacks, and Jeff Bezos is no exception. In fact, some of Amazon's early most painful moments, like the dot-com crash, nearly brought the company down. But instead of letting failure defeat him, Bezos embraced it as a learning experience. One of the most critical lessons Bezos learned over the years was that failure isn't the end. It's an opportunity to adapt and improve. Bezos famously said, "I've made billions of dollars in mistakes, and yet those mistakes fueled Amazon's success." Why? Because Bezos took risks, failed, and learned from them. He didn't shy away from tough decisions or challenging moments. He leaned into them. As an entrepreneur, embracing failure is crucial. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about making smart failures that get you closer to the right answers. Lesson 3. Customer obsession is everything. From the very beginning, Jeff Bezos obsessed over his customers. He understood that customers don't just want a product, they want an experience. Whether it was Amazon Prime, one-click ordering, or Amazon's customer service, Bezos pushed his company to always deliver more than expected. His mantra was simple: if we get customers right, everything else will fall into place. Every decision Amazon made was grounded in a deep understanding of what customers truly wanted. For you, as an entrepreneur, this is a game changer. Customer obsession isn't just about delivering great products. It's about understanding your customers' needs and desires on a deeper level than anyone else. When you focus on solving their problems, they'll reward you with loyalty and trust. Lesson 4. Innovate relentlessly. Bezos wasn't just content with making small improvements. He wanted to reinvent entire industries. He understood that innovation is the key to survival in the modern business world. Whether it was creating Amazon Prime, launching AWS, or experimenting with cashier-less stores, Bezos pushed Amazon to innovate constantly. And the result? He created a company that wasn't just ahead of the curve. It created the curve. The lesson for you is clear. Don't rest on your laurels. Constant innovation isn't optional, it's necessary. Whether it's in your products, your services, or your business model, keep pushing forward and keep evolving. Lesson 5. Take big risks, but smart ones. Bezos took risks. In fact, he took risks that most people would have called insane. But here's the key. Bezos didn't take reckless risks. He took calculated, smart risks, the kind of risks that had the potential to reshape industries and redefine the future. Whether it was betting on cloud computing, investing in Amazon Prime, or creating a voice-activated assistant like Alexa, Bezos consistently bet on ideas that seemed impossible but could change everything. As an entrepreneur, you should never be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. and take calculated risks. These are the risks that drive growth, innovation, and eventually monumental success. Lesson 6. Be relentless and uncompromising in your vision. Throughout his journey, Bezos has been relentless, a quality that has been key to his success. He never compromised on his vision for Amazon. When everyone else doubted him, when investors questioned his long-term strategy, Bezos stayed the course. He built Amazon on a foundation of uncompromising beliefs about customer obsession, long-term growth, and constant innovation. And this is perhaps the most important lesson of all. If you truly believe in your vision, be unwavering. Stay committed, even when things get tough, because in the end, it's those who hold fast to their vision that create change and leave a lasting legacy. In 2021, Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO of Amazon. But his legacy is far from over. Under his leadership, Amazon went from a small bookstore to an empire that has changed the way the world works. And even as Bezos now focuses on other ventures like Blue Origin, his impact on business, technology, and the world will last forever. So what's the final takeaway? Jeff Bezos' Billionaire Blueprint isn't just about building a trillion-dollar company. It's about thinking big, taking risks, and relentlessly pursuing innovation. His blueprint is one you can follow. By embracing long-term vision, learning from failure, obsessing over customers, and never giving up, you can start your own journey toward building something extraordinary. The future is out there, and with the right mindset, you can be the next Bezos. Amazon is a profit machine, but its secret isn't as obvious as you might think. While Amazon is widely regarded as a retail titan, the company's financial success didn't come from simply selling products. In fact, Amazon's core strategy is to operate on incredibly low profit margins in its retail business. How does a company make billions of dollars with low margins? The answer is simple: volume. Jeff Bezos revolutionized the way Amazon approached profits by focusing on volume over margin. When Bezos first started Amazon, he realized that to dominate the e-commerce market, Amazon couldn't just be a regular online store. It needed to offer the lowest prices, the largest selection, and the fastest delivery. This meant slashing prices to attract more customers, and in turn, driving huge amounts of traffic to the site. Amazon made its money by selling millions of products at low prices instead of relying on massive profit margins from each individual item. Bezos built Amazon with the idea that if the company could sell more products, even with lower margins, it would make up for that in overall volume. And this low-margin strategy works. By pricing products lower than competitors, Amazon captures a massive portion of the market, builds trust with customers, and benefits from high-volume transactions. Even in categories like electronics, which typically have lower margins, Amazon has maintained its dominance by focusing on reliability and convenience, getting products to customers faster than anyone else. But Amazon's strategy didn't stop at low prices. The company reinvented membership programs with Amazon Prime. Launched in 2005, Amazon Prime became the ultimate customer loyalty tool. For a yearly fee, customers received free 2-day shipping, exclusive deals, and access to Prime Video, Prime Music, and other services. The brilliance of Amazon Prime lies in the fact that it turns a single sale into a recurring revenue stream. This membership model helped Amazon build a loyal customer base and create a new revenue source independent of traditional retail sales. Amazon Prime not only keeps customers coming back, it also increases their spending. According to research, Prime members spend more than twice as much on Amazon compared to non-members. It's not just about shipping. It's about the bundling of services that keep customers engaged across all areas of Amazon's ecosystem. While Amazon started as a retailer, Jeff Bezos had bigger ambitions. He knew that in order to sustain long-term growth, diversification and innovation would be key. Amazon didn't just dominate one sector. It entered multiple industries and became a dominant player in each. The key to their business success? Diversification and the ability to innovate quickly across different markets. In the early 2000s, Bezos took another calculated risk. He recognized that the future wasn't just about selling books or consumer goods. It was about cloud computing. That's when Amazon Web Services was born. At first, the concept seemed outlandish. Amazon, the online retailer, was offering cloud services to businesses. Yet Bezos understood that data storage and computing power would be critical to the growth of businesses in the future. AWS allowed Amazon to capitalize on its own infrastructure, offering cloud computing services to companies around the world, from startups to Fortune 500 companies. Today, Oz is Amazon's most profitable division, and it accounts for more than 60% of the company's operating income, despite being a smaller part of Amazon's overall revenue. In fact, Oz paved the way for Amazon to offer additional services that would transform entire industries, from machine learning to artificial intelligence, and even Internet of Things, IoT. By creating Bezos unlocked a high-margin business that generated reliable, recurring revenue for Amazon, allowing the company to reinvest in its other areas, like e-commerce and logistics. While Amazon's core business is still e-commerce, Bezos always knew that diversification would be the key to Amazon's future. Over the years, Amazon has acquired companies that expanded its reach and bolstered its product offerings. In 2009, Amazon acquired Zappos, an online shoe retailer, and integrated it into the Amazon ecosystem, strengthening its e-commerce platform. In 2017, Amazon made headlines with its purchase of Whole Foods for $13.7 billion. This acquisition wasn't just about groceries. It was about getting a foothold in brick and mortar retail and expanding Amazon's footprint into physical stores. The Whole Foods acquisition also gave Amazon access to valuable data on consumer habits and spending, which could be leveraged for future innovations. This expansion into physical retail allows Amazon to be part of the omnichannel experience, combining the best of online and offline shopping. Through these strategic acquisitions and partnerships, Bezos made sure Amazon was always moving into the next frontier, whether that was cloud computing, grocery delivery, or even robotics. Jeff Bezos isn't just a billionaire. He's a force of nature, a man who saw the future before anyone else, a man who transformed a tiny online bookstore into the most powerful empire in modern business history. His vision, relentless. His ambition, unstoppable. His strategy, deadly for competition. This is the story of power, risk, and innovation, the blueprint of Jeff Bezos, the man who doesn't just play the game, he rewrites the rules. Jeff Bezos is not like other entrepreneurs. While most people think in months or years, Bezos thinks in decades. His ability to predict where the world is going has given him a level of power few CEOs in history have ever achieved. When people doubted e-commerce, he bet on it. When Wall Street laughed at Amazon's low profits, he ignored them. When others hesitated to expand, he went all in. His mindset: if you don't take risks, you've already lost. That's why, from the beginning, Bezos wasn't just building a company, he was designing a system that would dominate for generations. Bezos didn't just compete, he crushed anyone in his way. His philosophy: your margin is my opportunity. That means if a competitor is making money on a product, Amazon will undercut them, lower the price, and drive them out of business. Whether it was bookstores, electronics retailers, or grocery chains, Bezos had one goal: dominate. His aggressive tactics turned Amazon into a monopoly machine, acquiring, expanding, and eliminating anything that stood in its path. This is power at its finest, not just being the best, but making sure no one else even stands a chance. Jeff Bezos has a work ethic that destroys excuses. While others were sleeping, he was building. While others were doubting, he was executing. While others were satisfied, he was expanding. His work routine, brutal, his expectations, even higher. Bezos believes greatness requires obsession, and he built Amazon with an intensity that never faded. From his day one philosophy to his demand for perfection, he made Amazon into a machine of excellence. This is the secret behind his power. He never settles. He never stops. And that's why he's not just a billionaire, but one of the most powerful people in the world. Jeff Bezos isn't just shaping business, he's shaping humanity's future. He didn't stop with Amazon. His vision expanded to space, AI, and innovation beyond Earth. With Blue Origin, he's rewriting the future of space travel. With Amazon's AI and robotics, he's redefining how the world operates. With his influence, he's changing industries from finance to healthcare. His power is limitless because he thinks bigger than anyone else. While most people focus on today, Bezos is building for the next 100 years. And that is what makes him unstoppable. Jeff Bezos is not just a businessman. He's a visionary, a builder, a disruptor. His power doesn't come from luck. It comes from risk-taking, strategy, and an obsession with winning. And that's why his legacy will be felt for generations. Jeff Bezos didn't just build a company. He built a system, a machine that dominates industries, crushes competition, and reshapes the way the world works. His journey wasn't easy. He faced doubt, failure, and criticism, but he ignored the noise and focused on his vision, a vision that turned Amazon into a $1.7 trillion empire. And in the process, he changed the rules of business forever. So what can we learn from him? Lesson 1. Long-term thinking wins. Bezos never played the short-term game. While others chased quick profits, he thought decades ahead. That's why Amazon didn't just survive, it dominated. Lesson: success isn't about instant results. It's about building something so strong that no one can stop it. Lesson 2. Obsession is the key to greatness. Bezos had an unbreakable obsession with customers, innovation, and efficiency. His philosophy? Be stubborn on vision, but flexible on details. He pushed harder, thought bigger, and never settled, because average effort doesn't create empires. Lesson: if you want to win, you can't be casual about it. You have to be obsessed. Lesson 3. Take risks or be forgotten. Bezos didn't just take risks, he embraced them. He bet everything on Amazon, expanded aggressively, and ignored the fear of failure. Most people hesitate. Bezos moved first, and that's why he stayed ahead of everyone else. Lesson: playing it safe is the riskiest thing you can do. Lesson 4: the power of innovation. Amazon wasn't just a store. Bezos turned it into a tech empire. With EAE, he revolutionized cloud computing. With Alexa, he brought AI into homes. With Prime, he changed how people shop. Lesson: if you want to stay at the top, you can't just follow trends, you have to create them. Jeff Bezos' success wasn't luck. It was relentless thinking, fearless risk-taking, and a refusal to accept mediocrity. He thought long-term. He embraced challenges. He built an empire from nothing. And most importantly, he never stopped evolving. That is the Billionaire Blueprint. That is the secret behind Amazon's $1.7 trillion empire. And that is Jeff Bezos. Now, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Jeff Bezos built an empire by thinking big, taking risks, and never settling for average. Will you play it safe or take bold action? Will you wait for opportunities or create them? Will you watch others succeed or start building your empire today? If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss powerful success lessons like this. Drop a comment below. What's the biggest lesson you learned from Jeff Bezos? And remember, success isn't given, it's taken by those who are willing to risk it all. See you in the next video. Stay ambitious. Stay relentless.